Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Yesterday I was around my neighbor, my goat neighbor, in my goat house drinking goat tea, and I was thinking, hey, people, well, normal people with actually lives, when they come around everything related to Warhammer 40k, the first thing that they came around is the Space Marines. So I was thinking it would be a good idea to start this series of videos talking about the Space Marines, answering some questions. Who are they, how they are made, how actually the legions work, and without more introduction, let's go to the video. The Space Marines are easily the most recognizable element within all Warhammer. They are the poster boys, the face of the company, the ones who sells more miniatures and generate more revenue. They love and respect by the entire community. But wait, we are not talking about simple super soldiers. No. We are probably talking about the pinnacle of super soldiers. Being over 2 meters tall and possessing a lot of extra organs, being immune to all kind of poisons, and with an insanely high regeneration factor. These guys are basically immortals. And because never is enough, the Space Marines also have a sharp mind with vast intelligence, superhuman strength, and the most significant quality, the inability to feel fear. They are the trump card of the Emperor, the perfect tool to any situation. And just 1,000 of these guys are more than enough to take any world or respond to any threat. Deploying these units to simply quell a simple revolt or to save a city would be considered heresy of the highest level, as you would be wasting one of the greatest forces of all the galaxy in something trivial, almost like killing a fly with a nuclear bomb. You will only see the Space Marines descend from the skies if you want to literally cancel the apocalypse itself, known as the Adeptus Astartes by the higher ranks of the military, or the Angels of Death by the followers of the Imperial faith. But what actually made these guys so superiors? What actually made them super in the first place? Well, let's start answering that question. Each Space Marine have in their body at least 19 extra organs that are implanted during their years of training. Each of these extra organs were initially extracted from the Primarchs. And you are probably asking yourself, what is a Primarch? Well, you can think of a Primarch as a little war god ready to come down and conquer the damned stars. There is a lot of story behind the Primarchs. Actually, there was a civil war of the Primarchs. So, if you want me to make a video about that, please let me know in the comments. Going back to these extra organs, I'm not actually going to go one by one, but just for you to make you an idea, one of these organs let the Space Marines being able to survive the vacuum of space, other one make them immune to radiation, and I remember that there was one that actually changed the composition of the melanin in your skin, make you immune to burns. In addition of these implants, the Space Marines also receive a mental training, or a brainwash. You can think it both ways. During this process, the person that was before is completely removed, and instead there is only left loyalty to the Emperor. These guys do not feel fear and do not feel compassion, and they are nothing more than war tools. In this way, they become nothing more than weapons, the perfect weapon of the humanity against the terrors of the galaxy. Becoming a Space Marine is seen as the ultimate sacrifice. You will know no peace, you will know no family, you will know no hobbies, you will have nothing more than an eternal war. As their motto say, only in death does duty end. Now, we have described so far the Space Marines without their armor. So, let's add their gear. The power armor of the Space Marines is made of a material called ceramite, which is highly flexible but infinitely more resistant, being almost impossible to break, as you will need heavy anti-tank armor to make them any sort of damage. Anything less will just make it dirty. Not to mention, that this armor is perfect to disperse energy, so any attack of this type will do little to no damage. Other interesting aspect is that while the empire of humanity is in constant technological decay, these do not apply to the Space Marines. All the technology recovered during the war is usually using them. So the power armor had a lot of changes during the history, and there is a specific power armor for every specific situation. And I'm not even kidding that I could do an entire video of hours and hours talking about every single one of them. But to answer you the question of, okay, but which is the one that I saw everywhere? The most popular one, and most probably the one that you have seen everywhere, is a Mark 10. And if it is not clear enough, no one else could wear a power armor beside a Space Marine. Not only because it will be a heresy of the most highest level, but because the Space Marines, if you remember well, had a lot of extra organs, and the last of them is one that allows the Space Marines to directly connect between them and the powered armor, essentially making the powered armor a second skin for the Space Marine, unlocking the full potential of both, allowing the Space Marines to perform maneuvers that otherwise would be impossible. It's common to hear in the battlefield the enemy saying no one that big should move that fast. Other very important characteristic of the powered armor is the fact that it is essentially a moving hospital. It detects if the Space Marine receives damage and applies a substance that simulates the regeneration factor of the Space Marine, essentially curing them in the matter of seconds. The Space Marines and their power armors are the perfect combination. That's why they are so feared across the galaxy. But that's only the defensive aspects. Now we need to talk about the weapons, because as you could imagine, the Space Marines are far away from being a charity sister, and their weapons are the pinnacle of violence. But this video is long enough and this little goat needs to rest. In next videos we will be touching about all and every single one of the extra organs, and then we will have another video talking about the weapons of the Space Marines. Please subscribe so you will not miss those videos, and believe me that you will want to know every single detail about this wonderful universe that is called Warhammer 40k. For now, this is everything that I have to tell you. See you soon, my spaceship.